Hello, I'm Fiona. I'm an occupational therapist from Edinburgh, and for many years I worked in adult mental health services and also supported people living with a long-term condition. And often I found myself encouraging and supporting people to get back in touch with their creative side, return to some of the creative activities that they'd loved as part of their recovery and in ways of keeping them well. And that's what I want to share with you today. A few years back, when I found myself off sick from work and struggling with stress and anxiety, creative activities really helped me out, and is something that's part of my everyday life now that I've found keeps me well, brings enjoyment to my life and connection with others. And I'd like to share a little bit about what I've been doing and how that's really helped me out. When I first found myself off work, I really felt quite lost. I was anxious. I really didn't know what direction to go in. So I started having a look around to see what opportunities there were in my local area, and I looked in some of the usual places like community education programmes, my local library, some of the art hubs that are around as well. But actually it was an online course that I chose to do. I felt it was something that I could do at my own pace in a bite-sized way, and also would be flexible around my family commitments. So that's what I did, and I love to create in all sorts of ways, but I fell in love with watercolour, and I fell in love with watercolour in a kind of modern form where it's more about the process and enjoying taking time to feel the paint on the paper, the sensations, the colours, the textures. And that's what I did. I did a course in that, and I kind of set myself a challenge to do just a little bit every day to make it easy for myself by setting up a small tray with everything that I needed and putting it in an obvious place, so in the morning I would come down and I would see it and I would think, all right, I need to take time for myself today, even just 5 minutes, to do something that's important to me. And that really set me up for a really good day. So yeah, I love to create my own, but I also love joining up with other people as well. It's great to meet kindred spirits who are also enthusiastic about creating and how it makes them feel. And it's a great way to be together, to learn from each other, share what's going on in our lives, and just spur each other on, give some support. And it has a kind of a ripple, and it draws other people into that, and it's just been so enjoyable for me. And now creating is really part of my everyday life. I maybe several times a week sit down to do some painting or printing, maybe even make some jewellery. It's just been so enjoyable, and I think it most definitely has really allowed me to stay more balanced in my life now, and mean that there's always something in my life that's actually about me, and it fills me up, it nurtures me, and it allows me to get on with all the everyday things that we all need to do in a more positive way, and makes me feel more able to cope. There's so many different ways to create, and there's so many different places and that we can go to do that I think there is something for everyone, and it's well worth giving it a go, seeing if it helps your mental health, and it might just help you feel more connected with yourself and also connected with your family and the people around you in your local community.